The Maid Who Owned the Mansion. In the richest part of the city stood a white mansion with golden gates. Inside that mansion lived Madame Clara, elegant, powerful, feared. And working silently inside that mansion was Ada. Ada was only 19, a village girl with big dreams and small shoes. Every morning before sunrise, Ada scrubbed the marble floors until they reflected her tired face. She washed dishes taller than her hopes. She ironed clothes she could never afford to wear. Madame Clara never called her by name. "Girl," she would shout, "move faster. Don't break anything, you can't afford it." Sometimes guests would come over. Ada would serve drinks quietly while they laughed loudly. One evening, as Ada served tea, she overheard something that changed her life forever. "I'm investing in a textile company," Madame Clara told her friends. "It's risky, but high profit." Ada listened carefully.
Where's the
That
rest? I need
night,
more
instead
money.
of sleeping, she took the little
This is all I
money she
have.
had
It's
been
not
saving
enough.
secretly,
Uncle, I need
tips,
your help.
spare
Please
change,
teach me about
coins from
textiles.
market
It's my
errands,
dream, and I can't
and
do it
called
without
her
you.
uncle in the village who knew
Uncle, I need your
tailoring.
help. Please
"Uncle,"
teach me
she
about
whispered,
textiles. It's my
"teach
dream,
me
and I can't do it without
everything."
you.
Months passed. Ada worked during the day, learned sewing at night, studied business through borrowed phones and free online lessons. She was tired, but she was determined. Then one day, Madame Clara's risky investment failed. Massive losses, debts, court cases. The mansion was sold. The cars disappeared. And suddenly, the woman who once shouted orders was silent. Ada quietly resigned before the final collapse. No drama, no revenge, just gratitude and goodbye. Years passed. The city changed, and so did Ada. On a busy commercial street stood a towering fashion company called Ada Signatures. Luxury fabrics, international clients, runways, awards. Inside the glass office
Ma'am,
at the
someone
top
is here for a
floor
job
sat
opportunity. Should we let them
CEO
in? Bring her
Ada,
in.
confident, graceful, powerful.
Ma'am, someone is here
One
for a job
afternoon,
opportunity.
her
Should we let them in?
secretary
Bring her
knocked
in.
gently. "Ma'am, there's a woman here asking
Ma'am,
for a
someone is
job.
here for a job
She says she
opportunity.
really
Vacancy or
needs
job I
it."
can do, please. I really
"Send her
need.
Let me
in,"
book an
Ada
appointment with the
replied
CEO for
calmly.
you.
The
Vacancy or
door
job I can do,
opened,
please. I really
and
need. Let
there
me book
she
an appointment
was,
with the CEO for you.
Madame
Vacancy or
Clara,
job I can do, please. I
older,
really need.
Let me book an
humble,
appointment with the CEO
nervous.
for you.
Their eyes met.
Should I sit down?
Silence
Yes,
filled the
please
room.
do. I
The
feel
woman
such
who once
remorse and
shouted
shame.
now stood
Should
trembling.
I sit down?
I
Yes,
I heard
please
you're
do. I
hiring,"
feel
Clara
such
said
remorse and
softly.
shame.
"I can manage household
Should I sit
coordination
down?
or office
Yes, please
cleaning,
do. I
anything."
feel such
Ada
remorse and
stood up
shame.
slowly, walked
Should I
closer,
sit down?
looked at the
Yes,
woman who
please
once
do.
made her
I feel
feel
such
invisible,
remorse and
and
shame.
then she
Should I
smiled.
sit down?
Not with
Yes,
pride,
please do.
not with
I feel
bitterness,
such
but
remorse
with
and shame.
strength. "You once
Should
taught
I
me
sit down?
something," Ada
Yes,
said
please do.
gently.
I feel
Clara
such
lowered
remorse
her
and
head in
shame.
shame. "You
Should I
taught
sit
me
down?
what I
Yes,
never
please
wanted
do.
to
I feel
become."
such remorse and
Tears
shame.
filled Clara's eyes.
Should
Ada
I sit down?
continued,
Yes,
"I
please
don't need
do.
a
I
cleaner.
feel such
I need
remorse
an
and shame.
operations supervisor,
Should I
someone
sit
who
down?
understands
Yes, please do. I
responsibility."
feel such
That
remorse and
day,
shame.
roles changed, but
Should I
dignity
sit down?
remained.
Yes,
Because
please do.
Ada
I
did
feel
not
such
win by
remorse and
revenge,
shame.
she won by growth.
Should I sit
And as
down?
she stood
Yes,
by the
please
office
do. I
window
feel
that
such
evening,
remorse and
watching the
shame.
sunset over the city she
Should I
once
sit
cleaned
down?
in
Yes,
silence,
please do.
she
I
whispered
feel
to
such
herself,
remorse and shame.
"Never despise the hands that
Should I
serve
sit
you.
down?
They
Yes,
may
please
one
do.
day
I feel
sign your
such remorse and
paycheck."
shame.